So, Bobby, how special is it to keep coming here and putting on these pinstripes every year?
I played my first old-timers game. I was 31 years old. I'm 77 now. I'll be 78 in August. It's still a thrill. When you see guys like Mo and, of course, Andy Pettit is still here. It seems like I've been coming to see him a long time. But it's a thrill to come back. New stadium, but the tradition, everything is still here.
What's your favorite memory of Old Timers Day?
Well, I've had a lot of memories at Old Timers Day, but I really go back to when Trish Speaker and Ty Cobb would come in and dress in our clubhouse. And at that time, that was the thrill for us as current players. It's changed now. Ball clubs, finances, everything are different. And we as the old-timers come in, and we have the thrill of coming back and meeting the current players. So,
you have some great memories of playing for Casey Stengel, Ralph Houck, and playing for all those years. Talk about the 60s teams that you played on that just are some of the greatest teams to ever don the pinstripes.
First 5 years under Casey Stengel, I'm not sure he ever learned my name. He said, "Kid, do this," or "Kid, do that." Wonderful years, won 4 pennants, I guess it was, something like that. And then Ralph Houck took over. He's been with me the whole career. He was my manager in the minor leagues, my manager in the big leagues, and the general manager. And then he came back as manager. And I had his funeral. And I don't know of any man I respect more than Ralph Houck. Went in the Green Beret as a private, came out as a major. And then you've got to mention Yogi Berra. 1964, Yogi's our manager. We won the pennant on the next to the last day of the season. And I said, "Yogi, would you do me a favor and let me play shortstop on this last game of the season?" He said, "Okay, boo-boo, you can play shortstop." And I did.
62, that's the year you guys beat the Giants. What's your biggest memory of that World Series?
Because Tony Kubek and I had roomed together my whole career, and because it was 2 outs, and Willie Mays on second, Alou on third.
This
Houck,
is the story I wanted you to tell,
Ralph
Bobby.
Houck went out to talk to Ralph Terry, and I walked over to second base, and I was standing there. Willie Mays was there, and Kubek said, "I sure hope McCovey doesn't hit the ball to you." And I said, "Why?" He said, "You've already made one error. I hate to see you blow it now." And then I went back, and right before the pitch, the umpire at second base said, "Hey, Rich, can I have your hat for my little cousin?" And I caught the ball, flipped a hat, and then ran to the mound and gave the ball to Ralph Terry.
I was just going to say, now Ralph Terry's a guy, you know, he was
2
kind
years
of
earlier.
the GOAT in 60, giving up the home run to Mazeroski. 2 years later, he's on that mound in the same situation. He was the MVP. Ralph Terry in that 62 series, what did it mean to him to have that redemption?
I think the fact that I caught the ball meant a lot to Ralph Terry, but what a redemption to come back 2 years later, not an identical situation, but a close ball game, 1-run difference, and for him to get the final out and be the MVP. That's got to be a thrill.